You are not a burden. And you learned to not have needs so that you wouldn't burden or bother anyone.
Shut up!
The only problem with this is that you didn't actually learn to not have needs. You just learned to pretend you don't have needs.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
So now you're a human walking around with human needs and not able to tell anyone.
I didn't understand a one word you said.
Not able to share. Not able to be truly loved for who you are and supported in what you need.
You are creepy as shit.
Because you don't want to burden anyone. Well, you're not a burden.
Dumb bitch.
Ew.
It has always bored me when people say this because it's an attempted gotcha to trans people, but it doesn't really get me at all. To me, and to many other people, bisexuality does not mean that you are attracted to the gender binary.
What? What are you talking about?
It means that you're attracted to more than one type of person.
No.
And my favorite definition that I've ever heard, and I wish I could remember who to attribute this to, somebody in the comments I'll bet will know, somebody who's studied more of this recently than I have, is that bisexuality is an attraction to people like yourself and like other people.
You on drugs?
And what I mean by that is bisexuality means that you're attracted to people of similar gender to your own and other genders. It's like self and other as a derivative of homosexuality, which is the idea of being attracted to people similar of gender to you. For instance, like a gay man who's attracted to other men is a homosexual person.
Well, duh.
And then a bisexual man would be attracted to like men and other genders.
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Right? So I could say that I'm bisexual because I'm attracted to other non-binary people, similar genders to me, and many more people, including women, men, you name it.
No offense, but I really don't care.
And so bisexuality, the bi part does not mean two exclusively. It means like a dichotomy of self and other. Does that make sense?
Nope.
I kind of think that definition's cooler and a little bit broader, and I think it also speaks to the fact that, like, most bisexual people are very into non-binary people because
I find that unlikely.
in a lot of ways, we represent... I got that in the first try. Did you see that? I am nailing this jewelry thing tonight. Because most bisexual people are like, oh, you're like the best of both worlds. I mean, let's take, for example, me, right? Like, I've had many encounters with, like, bisexual people, and they're like, oh my god, since you're gender fluid, you're just, like, the best of both. And they... I mean that in an endearing way that is affirmative to the wholeness of my gender. Not every trans person would like to hear that, by the way. I guess I should include that caveat. But, like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm averse non-binary. Like, I can literally do it all for you, and I will if you're nice. We got derailed, but that's my thoughts on that. So, this is not, bisexuality does not mean you're exclusively attracted to the gender binary, and just get that through your head. Love you, bye.
We're pretty butthurt about it.
So I saw that Britain gave Israel 12 votes in the public vote at Eurovision. And they got something like 290 votes overall in the public vote, putting them almost to win. They came second in the Eurovision Song Contest.
No one gives two shits.
Thank God Austria won. I mean, come on, guys. This is just so insanely rigged.
Why are you crying?
Insanely rigged. I tried to film it as well and it wouldn't load on my camera. I watched Eurovision only because in Finland it's huge and I'm half Finnish.
Who are you and why should I care?
And my daughter, whose birthday it was yesterday, really wanted to watch it, and I wanted to watch it, a bit of fun for her. But we did turn TV off when Israel came on. didn't want to give our viewer stats to watching Israel and wanted to boycott. I would have boycotted the whole thing. Just the very fact that they've got in there, again, for the second year running, considering what they're doing on the international stage, outrageous.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
But when I saw those votes, I was like, you cannot make this up.
Good one.
We don't need a pride flag
I like this one.
that, in my view, has been hijacked by most of the letters of the alphabet, for heaven's sake. We need to get on with our lives, we need to get on with life, and we need to come together.
Thumbs up!
The pride flag has always stood with the trans community.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
We started the pride movement. We threw the first brick at the Stonewall riots. We need to cut through the noise at this important time. You're talking about coming together as human beings. So let's show our solidarity.
You don't need a flag for that.
Yes, we
because
do.
we're all-
Because it's
no,
an
you
easy way
don't.
to show the support for the LGBT community.
No, you
We have-
don't.
But it's, like I say, it's an easy way to show solidarity. It's very important that this council sends a message to the people that work within the council, the people who are LGBTQ+, who live in Matlock, to say, happy Pride, and that's it. It's just 1 month. You get straight Pride all year round.
Shut up, bitch!
Trans men can be lesbians, and if you disagree with that, then I personally think that your view of queerness is a little bit childish. Now,
Say what?
Now, there are a lot of sociological reasons as to why a trans man may want to identify as a lesbian, but before I get into that, the chief reason is that we're talking about adults here, primarily, and adults who are allowed to make their own decisions about the words they use to identify themselves. And trying to police those words that adults use to identify themselves when they fully, sincerely believe in this identification is a little rude and very disrespectful for their queerness.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Can a man be a lesbian?
Hell no!
That does not make any sense. However, we have to look at the label of queer as it exists apart from the label of lesbian. Now, queerness is a thing that exists on a philosophical level. That's a horrible explanation for it. But it's more of a sociological label for one's relationship to society and societal expectations of sexual orientation and gender expression and identity. One can theoretically be gay without being queer. A gay man who has no respect for his fellow queer people may be gay, but not necessarily queer. Queerness, when it comes to trans men, is oftentimes rooted in their historical attraction to women and lived experience as a woman, as a lesbian, prior to transitioning. And a lot of them hold on to that queer label of lesbian.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Even as they transition, even as they come out. And trying to police people for their desire to relate to a queer label that they have held on to their entire life is incredibly unfair to them, and I'm sure you wouldn't want someone doing the same thing to you. So yes, trans men can be lesbians. And I'm not just saying that because I want them to call me. I'm just kidding, I'm only available for gender fluid bisexuals.
Trans rights are human rights and protect the dolls always.
I could just kill myself.
Well, here we are again. I'm actually at Trans Pride Nottingham now.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present Man Not Caring.
I was here last year and it was bucketing it down with rain. It was the first year that they had, and they had about 500 people. But here today, it's a beautiful day. It's a really hot day, actually, hence the sunglasses. Didn't know that was those last year. And there are loads and loads of people. So as you can see behind me, there's a massive trans flag behind me.
2,000 years later.
We've got a lot more people. I don't know how many people, but I don't know if you can see that. There we are, that big, huge, great big flag, massive flag there. But we've got so much to protest about today because Pride is a protest, and trans pride particularly, especially since the Supreme Court ruling and the subsequent Equality and Human Rights Commission interim guidance that overstepped the mark. Thankfully, they've rowed back on that a bit because they've had to, and I think that's going to unravel further. But what we need now is to change the hearts and minds of people, just to show that people that, trans people are just ordinary people who want to be happy. I know I say it all the time, but it does need to be said because we need to change hearts and minds just to show that we are just ordinary people and we're nothing to be afraid of. So I think that's what we all need to do. We are here. We're not going anywhere. We're here to stay, and we're going to make our voices heard loud and clear today.
Many unbearable hours later.
Trans rights are human rights! 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 Trans women are women! Trans women are women! Trans men are men! Trans men are men! Non-binary is valid! Non-binary is valid!
Hello, Gender Funky Nottingham! Hello, give us some noise, come on, all of you! Thank you! Well, what an amazing turnout today, fantastic.
Oh my God! Wow!
Those Disney bathroom selfies got y'all real upset, huh?
Today. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God! What is that?
Saying, oh, Lily, you can't take selfies in the bathroom. It's not appropriate. Well, let me remind you that literally every celebrity you've ever enjoyed on screen has at one point taken a bathroom selfie. For example, and it's not just celebrities. Any woman you ever meet has likely taken a photo in a public bathroom. Why, you ask? Because we look cute and we want to document it. So what is different about me that I'm not allowed to take bathroom selfies?
Now you're a man! A man, man, man! Now you're a man! A mounty, mounty, man! A man, man, man! You are now a man! You're a man! Now you're a man!
The easy answer here is, oh, Lily, you're a trans woman, so you get held to a different standard. And that is true. But people judge trans women differently depending on how well they pass. If you pass, that means you don't look trans. I know that I don't pass. Trust me, I know. But passing privilege is a real thing.
Okay.
There are some trans women out there who, no matter how hard they try, will never be able to pass. Do those trans women deserve to be treated differently? No. They should be able to take bathroom selfies too.
And what's that? What do you have? Self-loathing? No manners? The ability to allow yourself to be manipulated into caring about 2% of the population when they literally have not done anything to hurt anyone? No thanks. You can keep those things to yourself.
Ben, my pronouns are they, them. Would you like to share yours with me?
Sure, mine are also they, them.
That does not help women. To erase trans people, which is what you're trying to do, you're not just trying to take away their rights, you're trying to erase them. That's not going to happen. Trans people exist. And just because you call them mentally ill online doesn't mean that they are. Like, we can't just have people like saying that this is like, you don't live that experience. Like, you don't actually know a trans person probably. Like, most people speaking about this aren't trans or don't have trans people in their lives.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake.
This idea of a trans exclusionary radical feminist, and that being, like, that makes no sense to me. Transphobia is not feminism. Dismantling systems of oppression lies at the core of feminism. So trampling on someone else's rights, someone more vulnerable than me, is not feminism. And UK feminists, I mean, lots of feminists, but I want to talk specifically about the UK because the TERF, the germ, is a very UK-centric thing. We're known worldwide for this. And UK feminists, we have excluded, feminism in general has excluded groups of people from feminism before. And that's been a mistake.